Next is language and literature. The Chola ruler patronized art and literature during the period of their reign. Popular saints called Nayanars and Alvars were also devotees of Shiva and Vishnu respectively flourished in the Tamil region between the 6th and 9th century. So these are the two important persons who were the different popular saints or priests during the Chola dynasties. The age of Kamban is considered the golden age of Tamil literature, and his Ramayana is considered a classic in Tamil literature. So, the age of Kamban is regarded as the golden age of Tamil literature. Why? Because the Ramayana, because his contribution in the Ramayana plays an important role in the Tamil literature. He is the Kamban. Last topic of the chapter, spread heads of Turkish invasion, Ghaznavi and Ghori. Mahmud of Ghazni 998 to 1030 CE, also called the Mahmud Ghaznavi, was a Turkish conqueror who established his empire in Ghazni, present day Afghanistan. So who is Mahmud of Ghazni? Mahmud of Ghazni was a Turkish conqueror who captured his empire in the Ghazni, which is at present in the Afghanistan. As part of his expansionist policy, he raided India 17 times between 1101 to 1027 CE at places like Punjab, Mathura, Multan and Thaneshwar. So, how many times he had invaded or raided India? 17 times, and the reasons were Punjab, Mathura, Multan and Thaneshwar. His most daring raid were at Kannauj in 1018 CE and Somnath in 1025 CE. So his most dangerous raid which were done in India were at the Kannauj in 1018 CE and Somnath in 1025 CE. He planned his attack carefully and did not allow his enemy to combine against him. So he had planned his attack very carefully and he did not give any chance to his enemy to combine against or to fight against him. Ghazni did wish to rule over India. He plundered India and carried away wealth, artisans and learned men. So he had already invaded India 17 times. So when he invaded India, he had taken many wealth, that means money from India, different artisans and different learned persons also. He was closely associated with the rebirth of Iranian culture. He decorated the palaces, mosques and tombs in Ghazni. Many scholars resided at his court. Among these, Firdausi, the author of Shahnama, was the most famous. So he had even taken the Firdausi, who was the author of Shahnama, in his empire. Mahmud's attacks were devastating in nature as they showed the weakness of the existing kingdom and paved the way for future invasion. So whenever he used to do the excavation or war against the Indian people or war against any people, his way of war was very destroying, and many peoples and even the different types of monuments and places were destroyed. He died in 1030 CE at Ghazni. So when did he die? In 1030 CE in Ghazni. Mahmud Ghori Muizzuddin Mahmud bin Sam, also known as Saibuddin Mahmud Ghori, ascended the throne of Ghazni in 1173 CE. He conquered Multan and Ulch and route to Delhi and the Gangetic Valley and made Punjab his base. So after the death of Ghazni, Mahmud Ghori, he invaded India and he captured these areas in his empire. Around this time, Prithviraj Chauhan ascended the throne of Ajmer, defeated the Chandelas and occupied Delhi. So two powerful rulers, Prithviraj Chauhan and Mahmud Ghori, both desiring control of the Gangetic Valley and Punjab, came into conflict with each other. So both the Prithviraj Chauhan and Mahmud Ghori, they fight with each other so that they can capture the area of the Gangetic Valley and Punjab in their territory. They fought the two battle of Tarin in 1191 CE and the 1192 CE respectively. The first battle of Tarin resulted in Prithviraj Chauhan victory. So in the first battle of Tarin, who won? Prithviraj Chauhan. However, in the second battle of Tarin, the superior Turkish military and organizational abilities lead to Mahmud Ghori's victory, and he controlled over Delhi, Bihar, Bengal and the Ganga Yamuna Doab. So in the first battle, Prithviraj Chauhan won, but when the second battle of Tarin occurred in 1192 CE, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated by the Muhammad Ghori, and Muhammad Ghori won, and finally he was able to control over Delhi, Bihar, Bengal and the Ganga Yamuna Diop. After the Battle of Tarain, Muhammad Ghori returned to Ghazni, leaving the control of his Indian territory in the hands of his trusted slave Qutbuddin Aibar. So once he captured these areas in his or once he captured these areas in from the Indian territory, he he again he again returned to the Ghazni and leave all these areas controlled to his trusted slave or his servant, that is Qutbuddin Aibar. So with this we end the chapter.